Good evening. This is Gab with Yab, and we're gabbing with Yab this evening. This is Uncle Yab, and tonight I'm going to be interviewing my co-host Richard Carrington. He has some things that he has to say. I think I told you guys before that he had wrote a book and everything about his life with his son and things like that, and it's called Duke and Me. And you guys can either purchase that or you can look at it on Amazon. Is that right, Rich?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and just check it out. It's definitely a good book, and he's an extraordinary guy. And I just got a couple of questions for him today. Now, Rich, we're gonna just jump right into it. Now, what made you come up with the idea of making a book or publishing a book?
Okay. Well, I've been writing since I was a kid. In high school, I did poems and poetry and stuff like that. And in college, I did some writing. I used to help people out with their papers and stuff like that.
Okay.
But, it's kind of one of my passions.
Oh, okay, all right. So, you've been doing it for a while, huh?
Yes, yeah.
Now, did you ever think that you was gonna either publish a book and put it out like that?
See, I never really thought I would, do it to that level because, like I said, in high school, I even, they had like a publication that we did that went around the school. And so I jumped on that and, I wrote a poem. And it's so funny because my mother still has it till this day.
Oh, okay.
The little publication, and that's, 30-something years ago, but it's still, she still got it. So,
Yeah.
It's been a passion, and, I just thought, when I started experiencing things in life, I started to, write them down. And,
Right.
as I got older, a friend of mine, she was like kind of a mentor. She would always say, something's in your head, write it down. And, later on you can go back and, address it.
That's right. Now, another thing I want to ask you too, Rich, we'll get back into, I want to, if you let everybody know where you're from and everything like that, and how you managed to get up here in Boston.
Okay, well, my people are from, I was born in Boston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was born in Dorchester. My mother is from here too, but our people come from Mississippi through Chicago
Oh, okay.
to,
Okay.
To Boston. So I got family here in Chicago, got family in Mississippi, got a street named after our family. We had so many in Mississippi.
All right. All right.
So
That's
that's my travels through there. So I grew up, and then I was part of the METCO program. My mother worked there for about 30 years. So what that does, METCO program is buses kids from the inner city to suburban schools.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I got a taste of taste of that life. So while I grew up in the inner city, I went to school with predominantly all white kids, and so that was kind of an eye-opening lesson. Taught me a lot about life.
I hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that too, because I did some of that when I was in Carolina.
Okay.
And it wasn't necessarily a busing situation, but I went to school with like blacks, whites, Indians, and things
Yes,
like that.
yes.
But I was originally from D.C.
Yes.
And it was different coming from D.C. to Carolina.
Right.
And it was definitely an eye-opening experience.
Yeah.
But getting back to your situation, now tell us a little bit about the book.
Okay. Well, so Duke and Me is something that had been on my mind for a while. So started when it really started when my wife was pregnant, and I was thinking about, I was so happy and joyous.
Right.
And, we were like, this is going to be our first child. We were going to, I had all these big plans and everything. And then as the time, her pregnancy, got more close to delivery,
Right.
I started to get a little nervous, and saying, okay, well, I started to question myself, okay, do I know what I'm doing? Am I going to be a good father? I think all fathers worry that, we want to be the best we can for
That's
our kids,
Yep.
I mean, I can imagine you, with two daughters, that anxiety
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah. And trust me. Trust me. I mean, I never consider myself as perfect, but
Yeah.
we all work it out and figure it out.
Yeah.
As long as we got a good background, a good family setting, somebody that will have your back. Your
Right.
Definitely family is everything.
Yeah, it is. It really is, man. So, that, so I got a little nervous and I started thinking about, geez, well, what am I going to do? And then, at that point, I started to reflect a little bit because, like my mom really raised me. My father was in my life, but he wasn't like around a lot. And then
Gotcha.
there were periods of time where he wasn't around. So I kind of learned how to get around through, family, older uncles, and stuff like that, how to move in the streets and all that stuff.
Right, right.
And so
that's definitely important.
yeah,
So you had a lot of street smarts too,
yeah,
along with your
yeah,
education and stuff like that.
yeah,
I like that. That's good.
but still, that don't matter when that baby's coming.
That's true. That's true, Rich.
So I knew I was going to protect him.
Oh,
knew it was going to be a boy. I was going to protect him, but I realized that I really didn't have anyone that really was in the house that taught me day to day how to be a man.
Right, I get
So I really I learned those things, but no one said I didn't have a father to watch to mirror what he did with with me to do with my son.
Gotcha. I got
So
you.
I was a little anxious, and I would write things down. Like I would look around, try to figure out read a couple books, try to figure out what I needed to do. I knew I started out with basically saying I know I'm going to love the child.
Right.
I know I'm going to do whatever I can to provide for them, but I want to make sure that I'm doing the things the right way.
Okay, gotcha. And that's good, man. That's good. So I'm glad to hear your story and stuff like that, because I know I came out to the premiere of your book when you dropped it and everything like that.
Yes. You're so supportive, man.
Right, and you definitely was an inspiration to me, because I didn't know you was doing all that type of stuff. That's good, and that's a good thing that you were doing. And you had a lot of people in the neighborhood and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I saw all the people there that looked up to you, and I saw the love in in that room.
Right.
And I was like, wow, man, this cat is really doing something. And I was just proud of you. I was proud of you, man.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, you really, you showed up and you really supported me, and I'll never forget that, because, people come in your life and you never know who God sends your way,
True.
And I know He sent you, because we connected from the time we met, we bonded, and and now He's brought us to a new level, and so I'm really happy about that, and it just, but going back to the book and my son, I named it after him. Well, I call him Duke. That's his nickname.
Gotcha.
That's the nickname I gave him.
Okay.
And so, and it's basically that when he came into this world, I loved him so much that he showed me what he needed.
Gotcha.
His love is what, and I say his love taught me to be a father. So, and it's hard to understand, but anybody that has a child, when that child comes out and you hold that child, your life has been changed forever.
Oh, you're right. You're right, man.
Yeah. So, so that's kind of, there's a lot that goes throughout in our journeys and things that we've done, and the tests, because kids, they test you.
Oh yeah,
they test you.
You're right.
And there was, I wouldn't say drama, but there were things that happened along the way, even in my wife's pregnancy, where we were kind of concerned that there was something. And the ninth hour, they told us that he might be, there might be some things wrong with him. But we prayed, and God did what He had to do, and he came out happy and healthy. And
that's right.
He taught me a lot of lessons over the last 21 years. He's 20. He'll be 22 soon. And it really, that becoming a father is one of the most important jobs you can have, and it's not cliche, because in our community there's a lot of men missing, and then there's a lot of men that are not taking care of their kids, and that's in every community, and that's what I found out too.
Yep.
And when I was writing the book, I was meeting people from different races and stuff, and they had similar stories,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I met this one lady. She was she's a Indian, and she's a doctor, and she was talking about how her husband, left, and the kids, she had to raise the kids by herself. And then there was, so my white friends were telling me about this, and Asian, and I was like, wow, this is like, something. So it showed me how important fathers are, and how we're needed. And sometimes, people marginalize fathers, or don't feel like, because so many are missing, that they're not, important. And, in the process of the book, it showed me how important we really are.
Right.
In society, in the house, and in our family, and, as leading our families,
That's right.
because our children look up to us, you know.
Oh yeah, and that's what it's. If it's all about the father in the house, man.
Yeah.
And I always said, because a lot of times with the black community, they may have a broken family. The mom might be raising the kids,
Right.
and the dad might not be there all the time. But it's always good to try to have. I always think it's always good to have two, the mom and the
Yes,
dad.
yes.
If you can have your mother and your father, that's excellent.
Yes.
That's an excellent thing because I look at it as your family being complete.
Right.
You know, and you can learn a lot from your mom and you can learn a lot from
Right.
your dad.
Right.
And sometimes it's a struggle to have one parent.
Yes, it is, man.
But,
It is.
you know, a lot of times that make one of the two people stronger, but make a
Right.
strong father, make a strong mother.
Right.
But I'm old school, and I still think there should always be two parents in the household.
That's an excellent point, man. That's something that I stress in the book as well, man. You know, because I seen my mother struggle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then she had two of us. You know, me and my younger brother. And I seen her just, go out there and hustle and work and struggle and sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
And, had there been that other parent there to back her up,
Weight, right.
Carry some of that load, it could be, things might have been different. But, God does what he does. And, like, she's blessed and, she does, and, I'm blessed to have her. And never complained. She never complained, never said, like it was, never was bitter. Never, she just did what she had to do. And so the book, it really made me look at my whole life and my relationships and my family, and how important they were to me, aunts and uncles. And my uncle, I talk about a lot in the book. He was around, and he spent a lot of time with me.
Okay.
He lived in the house for a while,
All right.
and he was definitely probably the biggest father figure was my uncle, and he just was he was one of these guys where he wasn't a big guy, but he was bad and he was powerful. When he spoke, you listen, what I mean?
Right.
And there were days where I got into it with some neighborhood bullies, and he went out there like Superman,
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
and because that's what we do for our families,
That's right.
and those are the lessons that you learn, I watched him, and I said, well, this guy, I'm bigger than him now,
Right.
I was in high school and everything,
Exactly,
but
exactly.
he was a man.
Yeah,
he was a man that was going to
And that's the
protect
difference.
his family.
That's the difference. That's the difference because you can see that. Maybe you thinking, okay, he may be small in stature,
Right.
But he's a man.
Yeah.
You haven't got to that level yet.
That's right.
And now that
That's
you're
right.
in his shoes, now
Yeah,
you understand,
I
what
understand.
he went through.
Yes,
You know?
man, and that's a big lesson, man. Us understanding that you never know what people are going through in their lives
That's
and
true.
what struggles they have. So, I learned a long time ago not to ever really judge people. Sit in judgment and just kind of wish them the best, pray for them, and because it's a tough world, man, and especially now, man.
Yeah, you're right.
And folks
right.
are going through right now, and I'm just, it's a new day, and like we say, like we've been talking about the last few weeks, this
Yep.
new norm, man, makes you reevaluate everything in life.
That's
man,
right. That's right. Because anything can be taken away from you in a minute.
Yes.
Nothing is a surefire thing.
That's
Nothing is
right.
for certain. We just have to just keep doing what we're doing. Keep having the faith.
Yeah.
And keep moving.
Yes.
If
yeah.
we have a family to take care of, like we always say, we have to take care of it.
Yeah.
Take care of them, and just keep everything tight.
Right.
And it'll work itself out. It'll work itself out, man. And I'm glad that you was here and to share your story because I wanted to get your story and put it out here. And you guys make sure that you guys support him. And the book is called Duke and Me, right? Rich?
Yes, Duke and Me.
Okay. Where can you find it? Let everybody know.
You can get it. You can get it online on Amazon. And as soon as you type in Duke and Me, it'll pop up. It'll be me, Richard Carrington. It's I put many years into this, a lot of passion, and I think you'll be blessed, especially new fathers, new parents, single moms, going through and struggling. I believe it'll be a blessing to you. But again, it's Duke and Me, and it's on Amazon.com. So go out there and grab it.
All right. So you guys heard it from me, heard it from us. I'm Uncle Yab, and we're gabbing with Yab. And once again, it was good to hear from you, Rich. And we're going to do something again. And you're going to always be here with me.
That's
and
right.
we got something else coming up too, you guys. I got a surprise for you guys coming up maybe in the next couple weeks. We're gonna try to take this whole podcast thing to another level.
Yes.
I'm not gonna tell you guys just yet,
All right.
but you might hear something. You might see me doing something on YouTube or something like that. But we're definitely gonna take it to another level. But until then, have a good one. Peace.